Morning. Good morning and welcome to our induction ceremony for National Honor Society. Please rise and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and our prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Gracious God, we ask your blessing upon these young women and men whom we honor today for their achievements. We celebrate their capacity for creativity, critical thinking, for focused effort. Thank you for their confidence to discover and explore new possibilities and for giving them the knowledge to discern and act upon what is right and good and just. Amen. Please be seated. Being inducted into the National Honor Society is a high honor for a student to achieve in his or her high school career. Inductees exhibit exemplary performance in the areas of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Students must have enthusiasm in their schoolwork, dedication to their community, courtesy towards others, and a minimum weighted grade point average of 3.5 on a 4.0 scale. Students must have a minimum of 30 hours of community service. Students who are admitted into the National Honor Society are required to perform 10 hours of peer tutoring prior to graduation. I will now read the names of those teachers and students who are or have been members of the National Honor Society. Faculty National Honor Society members, please stand and remain standing when your name is called. Ms. Alderson, Ms. Craven, Mr. DeGregory, Ms. Germanson, Ms. Enriquez, Ms. Jennings, Ms. Kaiser, Ms. Lincoln, Ms. Moore, Ms. Nostrand, Ms. Smith, and Mrs. Whetstone. Current National Honor Society members, please stand and remain standing when your name is called. Zainasha Aluzefi, Boris Archipov, Xander Brooks, Callan Burnett, Lou Byron Donnelly, Camden Cash, Michael Connors, Andrew Fizzato, Ava Green, Alma Herrera Edwards, Ryan Hoffman, Everett Jennings, Wee Lee, Daniel Luciano, Lydia Majerus, Dylan McLaughlin, Mateo Mendez, Tadia Millick, Tuscany Moore, Abby Patterson, Maddie Pizzo, Tristan Puchalski, Edward Roberts, Jack Sandlin, Michaela Sharif, Berlin Stanton, Courtney Stanton, Harmon Sundquist, Mikhailo Tomoshik, J.J. Ward, Roman Wilder, and Tyler Woodward. Please be seated. The lighted center candle is a symbol of knowledge. The other 4 candles represent the core values of the society: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Boris Archipov will now speak on scholarship.
Being inducted into the National Honor Society requires a commitment to scholarship and academics. While the importance of leadership, service, and character is clear to most, I commonly hear people question the importance of scholarship. So often I've heard students say, "Why should I study and learn this material? I'm never going to use it in my life." Or, "Schools shouldn't waste our time with this. I'm never going to use this once I have a job." I'm sure we've all asked this question before. Maybe this feeling came on when one of those days when you had so much bio homework that you had to work through the night to even finish it. Maybe it came when you were studying for the SAT and were reading a passage that made absolutely no sense to you. Maybe it came while taking a physics test on thermodynamics and feeling utterly lost. Scholarship is often challenging, so why do it? The most meaningful response to this question I heard when I was in probably the 4th or 5th grade. We don't learn to get good grades or to go to college or to get some high-paying job. We learn because it makes us who we are. If you walk through the city with an architect, a historian, a psychologist, and a physicist, they will all see the exact same street in completely different ways. An architect will point out all of the little features of a building that you wouldn't have otherwise noticed. They'll talk about the various architectural styles and maybe even know who designed some of the more famous buildings. A historian will tell you about how the city's changed over the years. They'll tell you that the apartment complex used to be a speakeasy, or that the local park over there was actually a controversial issue at the town forums when it was first proposed. A psychologist will point out how that limited time offer advertised in the store windows is there to create a sense of scarcity and urgency. They'll tell you how the local vendors use nudge psychology to entice their customers into their shops. They might even point out how the people's behavior change in large crowds. Finally, a physicist will talk about how the kids on the swings are a perfect demonstration of simple harmonic motion, or they'll talk about why the pavement feels hotter than the wood bench even if they're the same temperature because of rates of heat transfer. 4 scholars, all walking down the exact same street, with totally different outlooks on the world around them. This is why we learn. This is why it is so important to commit ourselves to scholarship. Through learning, the world around us becomes more vibrant. Through learning, we develop a deeper understanding, not just of the material studied, but of everything around us. Through learning, the boring, unimportant, and mundane parts of life become exciting and fascinating. Everyone inducted into the National Honor Society has shown a deep commitment to this endeavor. Inductees into the National Honor Society are not only curious inside the classroom, but in all facets of life. By maintaining at least a 3.5 GPA, every student has shown that they have developed a deep, personal, unique understanding as to why we learn. Congratulations. I hope that your continued commitment to scholarship will provide an added depth and vibrance to each and every one of your lives. Tuscany Moore will now speak on leadership.
Leadership is one of the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society. It represents the ability to inspire and guide others, make responsible decisions, and act with integrity. A true leader holds a title and leads by example, serving their community and uplifting those around them. It is one of the most essential qualities a person can develop. Whether in school, sports, work, or life, strong leadership skills help us navigate challenges and create positive change. But leadership isn't just about being in charge. It's about responsibility, decision-making, and setting a positive example for our peers. A good leader isn't necessarily the loudest in the room, but the one who lifts others and pushes them towards success. I've had my fair share of leadership experiences, some smoother than others. As captain of my sports teams and president of my school clubs, I learned that leadership isn't always glamorous. Sometimes it means giving motivational speeches. Other times, it means being the one to send a million reminders about what time practice is, or making sure everyone remembers to bring the correct uniform. Once, in a soccer game against Northside Christian, I thought I gave the most inspiring talk at halftime, only for one of my teammates to say, "Honestly, I wasn't listening. Can you repeat that?" This made me realize that leadership isn't just about talking, it's about making sure people listen to you. I've also learned that being a leader sometimes means making tough decisions, like deciding who starts in a game or keeping everyone focused when they'd rather have fun. It's not always fun, but it teaches responsibility and patience. Leadership also comes with challenges. It's easy to lead when everything is going well, but authentic leadership shows when things get tough. Leadership isn't about doing everything yourself, it's about bringing people together, recognizing their strengths, and ensuring everyone plays a part in the team's success. Leadership is about making a difference. It teaches you patience, resilience, and the ability to adapt. Most importantly, it shows you that success isn't about personal achievements, but about how you impact the people around you. Whether you're leading a team, a club, or even just setting an example for your friends, leadership shapes who we are and who we become. So embrace the opportunities to lead, learn from your mistakes, and if all else fails, ensure that your team is listening. Abby Patterson will now speak on service.
In my sophomore year of high school, one Thursday out of each month, Mr. Donnelly set up a service opportunity for any high school student willing to join. It didn't matter if it was putting shells into bags for oyster reeves, bagging people's groceries at St. Pete Free Clinic, or ripping out weeds at Benison Farm. I was there. There was no surface reason for me to be there. I already had all my hours for graduation, but that didn't matter to me. I signed up because I wanted to be there, because I knew that service meant so much more to me than fulfilling a requirement. I have learned that service teaches us one simple fact: the importance of community. This might seem like a simple and obvious fact, but we all know the truth of it. We've all seen firsthand how our city and state community was devastated, and still is, by recent hurricanes. We all saw how much people lost and even experienced it ourselves. But despite the heartbreak this community went through, we rebuilt it by service. We helped each other in a time of need, even if we were struggling ourselves. We all knew that a city without community is not what we wanted for St. Petersburg. Service connects us with people we may never see again. It connects us with different communities and worlds that are vastly different from ours. And it connects us with ourselves. These inductees have shown that they hold service close to their hearts and understand its importance to humanity. Being inducted means that they understand that members of the National Honor Society believe that service isn't just a requirement for graduation, but a requirement for life. Mateo Mendez will now speak on character.
Character is not just about doing the right thing when others are watching, but also when no one's around. Character is what guides us when reflecting on our beliefs and values. It's about making the right choice even when faced with challenges and obstacles. Most importantly, challenges help make you who you are and help develop resilience and compassion. One challenge I have learned to overcome is rejection. This year in particular has been very challenging, applying to many Bachelor of Fine Arts colleges with an acceptance rate of less than 7%. In the beginning, the rejection letters crushed me because I felt like they were a reflection of my talent. But I realized that each school was looking to fill a specific spot. Maybe I was just not the right fit. I realized that it's not the school that defines your success in life. It's what you do with your education and your time. Persistence is key, and to continue to work every day, regardless of the immediate outcome, in accordance with your principles, will determine your success. I have been told that I have integrity, and I never looked at it that way. I just know that there are always two paths, and it's the difficult choice that determines your success. It is choosing the right path when it's often the more difficult or less rewarding or least immediately rewarding path. I have not had to decline many opportunities to hang out with my friends or go to fun events like Busch Gardens, to catch up on schoolwork, study for exams, write many supplemental college essays, or study lines. Especially since I've decided to do 5 shows outside of school due to my devotion and love for what I do. There have been many missed events. When looking back, although I wish I had more time to enjoy, I know that the discipline and hard work will pay off in the long run in everything I do. All our paths and future dreams are different. However, the common threads to achieving your goals are consistency, integrity, and learning from your mistakes. Berlin Stanton and Edward Roberts will recognize and welcome our newest inductees.
When I call your name, please come forward to receive a certificate of membership and take a seat on stage. Isaac Ali. Gabriel Thomas Blacksburg. Elsa Bonert. Vihan Prerok Dave. Cooper Matthew Dean. Miculus Dloe. Aubrey Joyce Evans. Quinn Keegan Faraday Davidson. Brady Patrick Fallon.
Claire Rachel Feinerman. Carson Guinness Graham. April Mary Hoagland. Marissa Kathleen Ionelli. Kirsten Alexandra Jacobs. Adara Helen Ruth Klingel. Madeline Marie Lamoureux. Anna Sidonia Leonard. Lilu Bono Lima. Beckett Jesse David Poole Van Swol. Alexa Marie Rosenblatt Lafreniere. Easton Henry Shanks. Eve Sunshine Sheffer. Charles Joseph Von Olt. Samuel Reed Wyness. Sinasia Aluzefi will now lead the National Honor Society Pledge.
New and current National Honor Society members, please stand and raise your right hand and repeat after me the pledge of the National Honor Society. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected, striving in every way by word and deed, to make its ideals, the ideals of my school, and of my life. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I believe in scholarship as the means to achievement. I believe in leadership as the guide to progress. I believe in service as the focus for living. I believe in character as the foundation of life. You may be seated. Mr. Donnelly will now make concluding remarks.
Congratulations, all. I never wrestle with pigs. You both get dirty, and the pig likes it. The Irish playwright George Bernard Shaw wasn't one to mince words, and this line of his is a masterclass in cutting through nonsense. It's classic Shaw, sharp, unapologetic, and deeply rooted in the idea of staying true to your principles. For him, engaging in petty squabbles or dishonorable behavior wasn't just a waste of time, it was a betrayal of character. He reminds us that integrity isn't about winning every argument, it's about knowing which arguments are worth having. Take Shaw's Pygmalion, for instance, which tells the story of Professor Henry Higgins, a phonetics expert, transforming a Cockney flower girl, Eliza Doolittle, into a refined lady to prove that class barriers can be broken with proper education and speech. Dig a bit deeper, and you find a critique of social structures and a meditation on the values that truly matter, one that resonates with the ideals that bring us here this morning. Pygmalion goes beyond the outward transformation to ask, what defines a person's worth, how they sound, or who they are at their core? In the play, scholarship takes center stage, as Higgins uses his knowledge of phonetics to unlock a new world for Eliza. But Shaw reminds us that education's power lies not just in changing how others perceive us, but in how it empowers us to take control of our destinies. Service is another thread running through the story, though it's Eliza, not Higgins, who embodies it. Her self-improvement and perseverance inspire others, showing that real service is about creating ripples of change. Leadership shines brightest in Eliza's eventual independence. Higgins may hold the title of teacher, but it's Eliza who demonstrates what it means to lead by reclaiming her dignity and settling down her own path. And then there's character, the backbone of the story. Speaking about his writing, Shaw once remarked, "The most tragic thing in the world is a man of genius who is not a man of honor." While Henry Higgins' genius is overshadowed by his arrogance, Eliza's courage and moral strength remind us that it's our actions, not our talents, that define who we truly are. Pygmalion delivers a timeless message, one that George Bernard Shaw returned to over and over throughout his career. Brilliance and transformation mean nothing without integrity. Shaw challenges us to rise above the superficial, stay true to our values, and recognize that honor is earned through the choices we make. So as we depart, let's all carry with us the determination to balance our academic achievement with the care and maintenance of our integrity and honor. Inductees, congratulations on your achievement. As always, it's an honor to be part of your journey. Thank you. Thank you. That concludes our ceremony for today. We're going to allow our parents and our honorees this morning to depart first, and then we'll dismiss the rest of you. If you all, parents, want to go into the courtyard, your inductees will meet, take pictures, and hug, and all that good stuff. All right, seniors. Oh, yeah, you guys go ahead, sorry. Inductees, go meet. Inductees, go.